Hello there, this is Ron Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Why women will go back to an ex. Yeah, this is an interesting one I was thinking about because, this is a scenario I've talked about before in a few other videos, particularly one I did called Losing Mr. Right. And I don't know, I thought about that because what I'm hearing from a lot of men, and this goes across the racial spectrum, religious spectrum, economic spectrum. Many men, they had that woman who pretty much dumped them or divorced them or got rid of them, kicked them to the curb for whatever reason. But then years later, try to get back with them. All right, for years later, try to get back with them. And one of the things in there is that these women will, they'll keep track of that man, right? They'll keep track of that man. Now, in that scenario, usually the women, if they dump a guy, usually because they got the hots for some other guy. That's usually it, and they feel like they have to follow it. Now some women, they'll be slick about it. They'll keep the guy that they had and just have an affair with the hot guy. And just from a cold-blooded, logical perspective, that's actually smart. Because they know the new guy, that's just a flash. They ain't anything serious, right? But then you get the women who, they feel like they can make it work with the new guy. And they usually don't, because, well, it's just a flash. It's like a spark. Sparks go out, fires go out, and then they realize, they were just following their womb. Now, some women, they'll do that, but they'll keep up on their ex, right? Now, many women will do that just to feel like they did the right move. That's actually what that is. They want to feel like they made the right decision. So it's like they want to see, oh, okay, he ain't doing well anymore. He's just suffering. Ha, I should have left him, right? But that's one scenario. Another scenario, and this is the one I really want to get into, is they know that dude was a good man. They know it. And they know, hey, I better hold on to him. I better keep myself attached to him. And then, usually what'll happen is they'll go out there, they'll dump the guy, they'll go out there, maybe have a little fun or do whatever, let that fever burn out with that guy. And then, you know what? All of a sudden, that guy that they rolled from looks very good to them. In fact, whatever problem that caused her to roll to begin with, she's like, you know what? That was some little petty shit. Because usually with the new guy, they go through some drama. Yeah, they probably had some hot sex, but then, after a while, they realized, well, damn, the other guy, he was actually better in bed. And see, that's a scenario, too. I'll probably have to do a separate video on that. A lot of this thing with women, as far as the guys they sexually attracted to, is really in their head. It really is. It's like they think the guy will be more attractive or better in bed, and usually he's not. But if a woman go into a situation where she has sex with a dude and she thinks it's going to be this great thing, all he has to do is just be adequate, and it is a great thing because it was in her head. But like I said, that's another video. And see, usually, yeah, they have that fling, and then what they want to do, they want to go back to that other man. One, he was a rock. That's one thing. They realize he really was a good man, because now they have a chance to contrast it. And then they realize, hey, you know what? Chasing the womb isn't everything. But there's even another scenario in there. Many women just grow the fuck up. I did a video. It was called, and I'll put it in the description box, Little Girls versus Grown Women. Little girls just do stuff. For one, little girls just do stuff. They don't think about the implications. They just feel like, hey, I can just follow my whim and everything will be okay. They don't think it's just a whim. I've seen numerous women You know, they'll leave a good man, get with that second man. He was all excited thinking the shit gonna work out, but then dude curse him out, dude dog him. All of a sudden, that guy they rolled from, that good guy, the guy who, you know what, that they were, you know, loved but in love with, is like all of a sudden he start looking real good. Also, another scenario, sometimes a woman get out there and, you know, she might deal with a few other guys, but then she find out she ain't all that attractive to other men. You know, I remember what this dude said who he made a comment because he's kind of like a marriage counselor, and he confided in me. He was like, you know what, sometimes I look at some of these people and say, hey, they need to work it out because nobody else is going to put up with their bullshit. See, many women, they'll go out there, you know, they'll dump some guy and they'll think, and it's not always a situation of there's another guy present. They just think they're more attractive. I've known of some situations like that, and this is the women telling me. You know, they think, well, I'm the shit. I'm the bomb. I can do better than this guy, right? They think they can do better. Like, that's something women will say. They think they can do better. Then they get out there and realize, nah, they can't. Like, I know some situations. This woman actually told me I could share this because just to warn other people. You know, she got to a period, she had all these guys checking her out, right? Now, she had a good guy, right? She had all these guys checking her out. All of a sudden, she was real popular. She felt like she could leave the good guy. And then as soon as she left, right? She left the good guy and everything. All of a sudden, it dried up quickly. Now, in that particular case, and like I said, she said I could tell about it. What it was because the guy was really taking care of her in many ways. That's why she was looking more attractive to other men. He said he was sexing her. He was taking care of her. You know, she didn't have to worry about money, anything like that. She didn't have any stress on her. As soon as she rolled out, though, all of a sudden things changed. And, you know, that stress put some weight on her. All of a sudden the guys dried up quickly. You hear what I'm saying? They dried up quickly, and then she was like, damn. She rolled from the guy who was like really making her attractive, really. So she want to get back with him, but dude wasn't as kind. But nah, it's just that many women become mature. They grow up. You know, they get older, they start putting away those paper dolls and those milk and cookies and everything, and they're like, wait a minute, this is the real world. Because when you get out there, you know, yeah, they want to go for that Disney romance or that spark. And it's kind of funny, when I did this, a movie that kind of dealt with that whole just chasing a spark, Sleepless in Seattle, was on. And I was just like, oh, snap. That let me know I need to do this video. But in real life, yeah, they go for it, the fire go out. All of a sudden, they want that steady Eddie. They want the guy who actually wanted him, who actually showed his real love in some real ways. So, and they get more mature. You know, and it's not always like, you know, they don't hit the wall or anything. It's not that. As honestly, to the women's credit, they get more mature. But see, here's the problem. Here's where women find out the hard way that their actions had consequences. Many times that man might have moved on and found a more appreciative woman. And I've seen that in many cases. You know what? I've seen, and this is with the men. I'm going to tell you what, fellas, despite, you know, I did a video on, you know, there's always more women than men. And, you know, a couple people came in there and said, well, statistically, you know, the numbers are the same and shit. Let's be realistic, y'all, okay? All right? If we're going to just be practical about it, many men have checked out for whatever reason. And I ain't talking about, you know, something like MGTOW or ITMOR or whatever, right? Or TFL. Many men just ain't around. So if a man is like willing to, the number of men who are just willing to deal with women, it really is more women out there for those men. So usually what happens is this. You know, that woman, she come to her senses, right? And she's like, yeah, I gotta get him back. that dude usually ends up getting with not just another woman, but a finer another woman. Like I've seen that with so many dudes I know. It's incredible, even like some dudes I know on Facebook. Like I don't interact with them, but I see the pictures and it's like they were with one woman, then they got a younger model. And then, people usually say, well, he left that woman and stuff. That's the propaganda, but usually she had rolled from him. And he might have chilled out a while. I've known some dudes, they were going through some serious heartache and pain. But then they find a better model who appreciate him. But like finer too. I was like, damn. It's kind of, that shit. It's interesting. Usually when a man finds another woman, it's incredible how she ends up being an upgrade. I can't think of one instance where the situation was that the woman rolled from the man, right? This specific situation where the woman rolled from the man, kicked him to the curb, and then he didn't go out and get a better model. Sometimes an actual model. I can't think of one. Where I looked at the guy's new woman and say, damn, dude, you need to work hard to get that other one back. It's always an upgrade. Always. And see, the women realize that too. See, that's another thing too. A woman, she get out there, she have her good time, her fun and everything. Then when she ready to come back, and she trying to come back, she see that guy, he's actually more attractive. And it ain't because she appreciate him, but shoot, many guys go through some stuff and, they get themselves together. They go through a period where they down, but then once they go out there, they start building their life back. All of a sudden, they get way more attractive. So, that situation, women, they get more mature. They get some sense. The man becomes more attractive. So, that's why they'll do it. So, if you're a fella out there, you going for it, if you really want that woman back, she'll probably come back. But you probably get a better model. So, it depends on what you want to do. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.